What's up, everybody? Welcome back to MDiTV as we get ready for the season finale here at the ISSL Super Speedway Series Trucks racing here tonight. Season finale means we're going to crown a champion tonight. And right now, Kevin Winker looking like the most likely one to be the champion here, as second place Andrew is not in the field. So he's got 110 points in first. Andrew's in second with 105. 104 back to Brad Neer. So 6 points between first and second, first and third. And actually, third is tied with Christopher Howell. So there are some battles in there, but the championship battle, it's going to be hard for somebody else here to win it tonight. So it's going to be a difficult one. Should be interesting. I mean, if Kevin has a rough night here tonight, it could mean the race for him. What's up, Kevin? You looking to win that championship? I mean, but he's got to do awful. He's got to be like the first car out to give these guys an opportunity to win this championship. So he's looking pretty good here tonight. But let's go ahead and talk about our sponsors one last time for this series. These guys help make the fun a little bit better. Keith, thank you for the follow. I'll get a bunch of follows probably from earlier. But let's go ahead and go through the sponsors one last time. Of course, this is the iRacing Superstock League. You're welcome, Kevin. Sorry I missed last week. Freaking internet. But remember, this is the iRacing Superstock League. And also, Ian Martin will be doing a season 3. He is extending the field size. So go make sure you go check out their page so you can get more information on that. That is looking to start the first week of May. Then, of course, we got to thank Jack Dowell Motorsports. These guys have sponsored a lot of ISSL's races and series. Definitely have to give them a thanks. Warrior Wraps. McConey Setup Shops. And, JB Racing and Designs. And last but not least, we got our butt kicker logo down there in the bottom, as they are a supporter of the series also, as we get ready to go racing here tonight. 7 points. Seventh. Oh, I think that's what he was telling me. Let's look. Yeah, okay, so the 7th of May is when he's looking to do it. I just knew it was the first week of May. I didn't know what the date was. But yeah, we are getting ready to go racing here tonight, as we got about 1:18 left in qualifying. We got 11 trucks here tonight. Should be a quick, clean battle as these guys go out on the track here shortly. Looks like JR getting some extra seat time, or just parked on the track. Currently qualified third. Brandon on the pole, John second, JR Miller third, Brad Neer in that fourth position. Brad has an opportunity at the championship here tonight. He's looking to capitalize on every point he can get. Justin, thank you for the like. Kevin's looking good. He just chose not to qualify, which I'm not surprised. It is a small field, and you know, if these guys get racy up at the front trying to get those points and make sure they're up front, there could be a wreck and easily crown him the champion here tonight. Hold on one second, guys. All right. So we have 1 second left to qualify, and we're getting ready to switch over to the race. All right, let's go ahead and do tonight's starting lineup. Be short and sweet. We got Brandon on the pole, John in second, JR Miller in third, Brad Neer in that fourth position, PJ fifth, Mark in sixth. Christopher Howell, remember, he's tied for third in points. He's got an opportunity tonight, currently in that seventh position. Brian in eighth, Kevin ninth, that's our championship leader right now. Jamie in 10th, and Patrick Baldwin rounding out the field in that 11th position. Go ahead and pull these guys up. Probably won't have a need for the side-by-side tonight. It is a small enough field, but should be a pretty quick broadcast. As these trucks are now starting to roll with the pace car. One lap of pacing, and we're going to go green flag racing. How's everybody doing tonight? Do you think, let me know in the chat, do you think Kevin is going to lock down the championship here tonight? Or do you think one of these guys can steal it away from him? Let me know in the chat. Travis, thank you for the share. I appreciate it, brother. Let's see, what do we got going on here? eNASCAR League Alliance, thank you for the share also. Appreciate all you. As we get ready to go racing here tonight, we'll have an opportunity to go through some of these cars where maybe we weren't able to earlier in the season because there was just so much going on. But we got Brandon there and that GBM Ford F-150. Got that Chevy Silverado, trackbookings.com, driven by John. Brad Neer in that GBM Motorsports Chevy. J.R. Miller in that Ford. Oh, I can't read the front of that thing, bud. That's MPS, I believe. On the front of that thing. I'm sitting here looking at the screen, putting my face in it, trying to read that thing. Got Mark Brewster in that Toyota Tundra. Christopher Howell. Brian. Kevin. Murica. Jamie and Patrick. As we get ready to go racing here out of turn number 4, coming down to the green flag. Long straightaway here tonight, guys. Before they get to the green flag, as Brandon is going to lead them down there side by side with John. Are these guys going to go single file really quick, or are we going to get some side by side racing the whole time? We're about to find out. Let's give these guys a shout as they go green flag racing out the tri-oval. Green flag is in there. Heading down towards turn number 1, side by side. John up on the high side. Brandon down low as they head down into turn number 1. Quickly, Brad Neer slides down behind Brandon. Gets with his teammate as they are ready to work together. Coming through turn number 1 and 2. That was a bold move to get down to the bottom, but Brad wants to win this race. He's got to win this race to give himself the best opportunity here tonight. So let's see what he is able to do. Let's see if his teammate lets him around. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Most of the field already single file. John still stuck up on the high side in that number 51, looking for a place down. Looks like he might have a little help on the top side from Mark Brewster as Mark starts to close the gap and gets up next to the 11 as they come out of turn number 4, heading through the tri-oval. Lap number 1 complete with Brandon Holder leading the pack. Here comes J.R. Miller. He's going to move up the track. He's got help with PJ as they get side by side with Brad Neer coming through turn number 1 and 2. Hold on, I'm removing some comments over on YouTube. All right. Down into turn number 3. Look at JR on the high side, taking the lead. Because some of these guys, they might not have the opportunity to take the championship, but some of these guys want the bragging rights of closing out season number 2 with a win, going into season number 3. Remember, season 3 starting May 7th here. If you guys want to get involved, go check out iRacing Superstock League on Facebook as JR Miller leads that lap. So side by side all the way through the field. I guess this answers my question. They went single file pretty quick, but they were ready to stay that way as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Side by side down the back straightaway now, out of turn number 2. Kevin sitting back here probably, he's just got to play defense at this point in that number 42. He's sitting back here 10th, 11th place. He's just out here playing defense in that number 42. He can make his move late. He just doesn't need a bad finish. He's got to finish. If he finishes, it'll almost, not quite, guarantee him a win. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Ian, thank you for the like. David, Zach, thank you for the like. I just noticed it as they come across the line with JR leading on the high side. Once again, biggest thing you're going to see with these trucks here at Dega is that top side could be so strong coming out of turn number 4. So many times I just try, I don't even make a move until heading into turn number 3 to set up my move coming out of 4 here at Dega, because there's such a big run if you hit turn number 4 just right, coming down that front straight, down the triangle, so long. Oh, there's contact between Brandon and PJ. PJ knocked up the track. Ooh, that makes you wonder, does he have a little bit of damage on that thing now? Let's go take a look at PJ's truck. He looks good. Just a little bit of incidental contact. Didn't seem to do any damage to that thing. Let's look at the backside. All right, he's looking pretty good. So those guys keep it straight, keep the fender straight, even though they made contact as they head down into turn number 1. Here comes John up on the high side in that number 51. He doesn't have any help. I mean, the 22's back there. He's just too far back to help as PJ slides up in front of him. They're back to 2 wide at the front of the field as Brandon makes a move to the outside with Brad here. Down the back straightaway, heading into turn number 3. There's so much room on the track because there's less cars here. These guys are going to be able to test a whole lot. It'll be interesting to see how this one ends. We could potentially get a 3, 4, 5 wide finish here tonight with these drivers, as much seat time as they're going to get and as much room for error due to less cars, less trucks on the track. This might be interesting. These guys have a lot of time for practice here. As they complete lap number 5, we have 45 laps left here tonight as we head down into turn number 1. It's a single file for the leaders. Almost looks like Christopher's holding back in that number 88. Let's see if he gets a run. As you can see, JR backing it up to PJ as they come down the back straightaway. They're going to get a run on the high side as the 88 of Christopher, he's got to just keep it down on the bottom side as they head down towards turn number 3. Remember, Christopher and Brad are tied for the points right now. They are nose to tail on the track on the bottom side, second and third in line. So those guys tied for the points at this point. Essentially second because Andrew's not here tonight. Those are the 2 guys that have the best chance to knock Kevin off his out of his championship. Those are the ones that Kevin's got to watch out for. He's got to maintain, I don't know, 6 positions in order to at least not give up his points lead out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Ian, I don't know if you're watching. Are there bonus points for leading a lap instead? Leading the most laps? I forgot to ask. Down into turn number 3, side by side. Here comes Brandon back on the bottom side. Big push from Brad Near as they head through turn number 3. Big run out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, but here comes that top side. This is what I'm saying, watch out for. Those 2 drivers get hooked up on the top side. They could easily push the top side to the lead, to the win. That time they had a little bit of space before. Okay, so it's real simple. If Brad if Kevin finishes 6th or 7th, let me know, Ian, they can't win it. They can't win it. There's no possible mathematical way. As they head down into turn number 1, JR up on the high side. Ooh, PJ almost down into Brandon as they come through turn number 3. Out of turn number 4, side by side, up at the front. Knowing there's no bonus points, Kevin's brilliant right now. He's within striking distance. He could get a massive run and probably pass all these guys right now. But right now, he's staying out of trouble. If they wreck, he's got room to back it down. He is in the best possible position being back there. There's no sense in pushing it to lead because right now it doesn't matter if you lead. 3 wide per second as we come down the back straightaway. Put Brad Neer in the lead as JR gets the push on the high side as they come down the back straightaway. They're going to be 3 wide. It's going to be Brad and Chris and JR 3 wide for the lead, but no. Here comes Brad nosing out with Brandon giving him a push out of turn number 4. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like he's in a great position right now. I mean, he's in the perfect position to see what's going on in front of him and still be able to make a move. The one thing he's got to watch out for is if something happens where he loses the draft and there's no caution, that could cost him the championship. So in reality, he's being safe, probably a smart move, but how far back does he want to lay back? I mean, he's pretty far back there right now. He's got to make sure he's within distance to soak up on that draft, because if this goes green the whole way, he could be in trouble. Down into turn number 3, side by side for the lead with John up high, Brandon down low. Hey, it looks like our start. There's our pole sitter and outside pole sitter. Out of turn number 4, John putting the block on JR as they come down the front straightaway. JR going to get on that back bumper. Yeah, they know they have to win. I mean, with a smaller field, regardless of where you think Kevin may or may not, I think that they have to feel like they're in a must-win situation to even give themselves a chance. And look, they're battling for second. I mean, was a good group of drivers here, finishing second place in the points in this series. It's not an easy task. So even if they can't get the win from Kevin, you got to remember, the 76 and the 88, they're battling for that second spot, and they're tied right now. Out of turn number 4, still single file on the bottom side, but the top side coming back. Here comes John with a run, with a big push from JR down the front straightaway. JR has to pop his nose out. Get a little bit of air, but they're still gonna, no, they didn't lead on the top side. That little jump out from JR made it so that they did not lead coming across the line on that top side. Down through turn number 1 and 2. We are 11 laps complete in this one. Adam, thank you for the like. Josh, always. Ox, appreciate it. Thank you for the like. Death Reaper Gaming, appreciate it. The like, as always. Stanley Smith, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. As they go through turns number 3 and 4, out of turn 4, down the front straightaway. I had to look and see where they were. Yeah, where Kevin's at, if he stays back there, it doesn't get closer. If he's off just a 10th or 2 on the pit stop, his night could easily be over. Brad definitely. Brad's been on fire. He won last week, didn't he? I know I didn't get to see it or broadcast it because of my internet, but didn't Brad win last week? Heading down into turn number 3. Side by side. Heading through turn number 3 and 4. Brandon down low, John up high, out of turn 4. These guys giving each other enough room, but definitely putting on a good show here as we head out of turn number 4. Good racing up at the front as John leads that lap. Good push on the high side. Yes. And Brad's a good driver anyway. I like Brad. It would be cool to see him win it for sure. Oh, 3 wide. As Brad, I think they're switching spots so Brad can get some air. Brad up to the front. Whoa, JR giving a big push to John. John's rear end gets a little light as they head down into turn number 3. Yeah, I agree. He's going to have to make a decision at some point if he's going to pull up there. Right now, he's just got to match what they do. If he matches what they do, he should be all right. But he's got to match what they do and make 0 Zero mistakes here. Because Brad's looking to take a win here, as you can see, as he's currently in that first position down on the bottom side as they head through turns number 1 and 2. Brad getting a push from Christopher Howell. Remember, Chris and Brad tied for that second position. Yeah, well, I'll be interested with that. I gotta imagine they might stretch it. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Side by side. It doesn't hurt having more gas here. It pulls that spoiler out of the air. Oh, little squirrely down on the apron as they come out of turn 4. Here comes the top side. John getting a massive push from JR as they come out of turn number 4. Top 2 are going to clear the field. JR looks to the high side as they come across the line. John leading that lap. JR second. As here comes Brandon looking higher in that number 5. 3 wide back there for that 4th position. As John takes the lead, drops to the bottom. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's taking a little bit of risk. He's probably a little bit too far back. Earlier on, it wasn't bad, but I would be sucking. I'd want to be close to that 11 is where I'd want to be. That 11's the farthest back I'd want to be. Here comes the top side. JR getting a push from PJ as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. 3 wide. 3 wide as Brad goes to the bottom. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. JR is going to lead that lap with PJ second. That top side really starting to work. These guys are starting to understand what they're going to need to do to win this thing here tonight. As you can see them practicing those runs and those pushes. What we just saw might be the most important push we're going to see at the end of this race. I'll tell you what, these guys keep it straight. We're going to end up with 4 or 5 wide at the end of this one. Brad deciding it is a little bit too spicy up there at the front. He wants to move back a little bit as they come through turn number 3 and 4. So Brad dropping back, but keeping the draft as he slides right up in front of 11. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. JR and PJ now leading the field down on the inside. See, the good thing about it is if they do wreck, see, the reason not to lose the draft that much too. If they do wreck, there's so few trucks right now. You got a good chance if you're just a little bit, a few car lengths back from this main draft, not that far back. You have a good chance of missing whatever happens. There's not enough trucks on the field. I don't know why he wants to take the chances sitting back then. But if he wins the championship, I don't think any of us will be asking any questions. Down into turn number 3, JR up front, PJ second. John up on the high side in that 3rd position. He's got help from the 22 of Mark Brewster as they come out of turn number 4. Can that top side roll up to the front again, as we've seen it do so many times here already tonight as we come to complete lap number 18. So here's an interesting point in the race. If anybody decided to pit at this point, they can make it the rest of the way. Down out of 2, down the back straightaway. Could that be a potential strategy for teammates? I mean, we got Brad and Brandon towards the back of the pack. He knows he's got somebody to work with. Could they possibly short pit this? But I do feel that that strategy of backing it up back there where Kevin is might not be the right move either. So our top 3 in points, all in the back of the pack right now, sitting, well, except for Christopher Howell. Christopher Howell, he's doing something a little different. He's up there battling for that 3rd position as they come around across the line to finish lap number 19. I was just saying that. That's funny, Ian. We're on the same page. It's the only thing that makes sense. They're backing off from the pack. I mean, there's going to be 30 laps to go this time by. They can make it on a tank of fuel. It's looking like it's going to be a green flag race, and even if it doesn't go green flag, with those two working together, the chances of them going a lap down, it's very low. So Brad and Brandon both moving way back on the pack. They're to the back. They've moved behind Kevin. So first, second, and the other second is way up here. So Chris would be our points champion right now. Oh no, he wouldn't be, but it'd be close. If the race were to end right now, is JR with the lead, PJ second, Christopher Howell in third. John really trying to get the high side working. He's been working that high side. I think he's trying to plan something for a little bit later. It just doesn't seem like Mark is giving him the same push as what he got from some of the other guys like JR and PJ. Heading through turn number 3 and 4, still side by side back here in the back of this front pack. Gonna drop all the way back here as we got Brad and Brandon side by side for last. Brandon's gonna fall back in line as they come down the front straightaway. I mean, the one question mark about what this move right here to me is you essentially give the person you're trying to compete for the championship with a mode of making it up to the front of the field. So, I mean, being back here with him essentially keeps Kevin in this race. I mean, like you pointed out earlier, Ian, I mean, Kevin almost lost the draft. And if you lose the draft with Kevin, your chances are gone. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I always forget about drop races. Well, you're gonna do that math and figure it up as we come across the finish lap number 22, heading down into turn number 1. What's up, Pac-Man? Thank you for the like. Appreciate it. Down into 1 and 2. PJ JR is definitely calmed down up at the front of the field. Everybody kind of calmed down. We're almost to the halfway point. You gotta wonder, are these guys planning on pit stops here soon? I wonder if they're back here just trying to shake Kevin down, see if he'll make a mistake. Okay. They're bullying him. Look at it. Look at it. They're bullying him back here. As we come across the complete lap number 23, we're almost, what, 2 more laps to the halfway point. Yeah. That's why I was wondering. I mean, and I'll tell you what, pit stop, if somebody gets a penalty. If somebody gets a penalty here, it could totally take them out of it. So down the back straightaway, everyone pretty much single file at this point as they snake down the back straightaway, heading down towards turn number 3. Brandon, the only one kind of poked out there, just messing around, running that truck up on the high side with his teammate Brad as they come through turn number 3 and 4. Yeah. It's got to do it perfect. He can't make a mistake. If he makes a mistake too, he's not going to forgive himself. So out of the triangle to complete lap number 24, 26 laps to go. Halfway through this one, this time by. Halfway through this one. Things are starting to get a little interesting as you wonder when these guys are going to pit, what they're going to do, who's going to make a mistake. Will the whole field come in together? Out of turn number 4 to the halfway point this time by. Looks like everybody might... No. We got pit stop starting. Let's go check. We got pit stop starting. Brandon and Brad on pit road now. So Brandon and Brad go ahead and pit at the halfway point as Kevin stays out. I don't know if that's going to help them or not. We're going to find out. I mean, that could be an interesting strategy because if the rest of these guys stick together here in this pack, these trucks running single file are going to be faster than the two. Into turn number 3, still single file. Will the field pit this time by? Brad Neer beating his teammate off. Oh yeah, no, I get that. This will definitely help. Down through the triangle. JR still in the lead. Down into 1 and 2. When will the rest of the field pit? As Brad and Brandon are cutting into turn number 3. They got the rest of the field coming out of turn number 2. JR continuing to lead the field on the bottom side. These guys are staying in line, running their race. Nobody's really pushing it. That's another thing too right now. These guys are in a pack. They don't want to push it. Those guys are not. And their teammates, they can go back there and push it together and push it hard and not have to worry about getting tangled up with other drivers. See what these lap times look like next time by for the field. As JR continues to lead the field in that number 78. PJ in second, Chris in third, Jamie fourth, John in fifth. Go check out the teammates here. They come out of turn number 4. Will be their first full lap out of pit road since that pit cycle. Let's see. They are running faster, about a second faster than that pit pack. So right now the pack is not catching them. They ran a second faster than the pack. So it could be an advantage here. We're going to find out what happens as these guys come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Single file, everybody pretty disciplined right now as we have 22 laps to go. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, they're in a pretty good position. I don't know if I do on this, but let me look and see if I got it for the pit stops. Hold on. Oh, I may have to add it. All right, so I'm looking right now to see if I have the pit stop information on this set of controls. I do not. So I can't tell you how long their pit stops were. I'll have to add that for next season. But just to give you an idea, JR still in the lead. That last time by, well, not quite a second last time, but they're still 2-3 tenths a second faster than the field. As we have everybody but JR and PJ down on pit road. Chris, Jamie, John, Kevin, Mark, Brian, and Patrick all on pit road. Will these guys pit this time by? And then it's going to be let's go look and see where Brad and Brandon are. Where will these guys fall into place as we come out of turn 2 down the back straightaway? Well, everybody was on pit road. Terry, thank you for the like. Appreciate it. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Will these guys pit this time by? Chris coming out of the pits. As it looks like Brad is going to pass these guys out of pit road as JR and PJ coming down pit road now. They looked a little slow here. Are they a little soft on the pit road here? Chris coming out of turn number 2. Chris was the fastest. He might have taken only 2 tires, but Chris comes out way out in front of the field. This might have been a great move by Christopher Howell. These guys are going to catch him, but he might be in a 3-car breakaway with Brad and Brandon. Remember, Chris and Brad are in a points battle here. So these guys are going to catch Chris, but these guys have a monster lead over the rest of the field. 5, almost 6 seconds over the rest of the field. Over 6 seconds at this point. So here comes JR and PJ out pit road. These guys are easily going to pass them going through turn number 1 and 2. Brad to the point in that number 76. Brandon right behind him as they come out of turn number 2. I'll tell you what. Kevin's in a tough spot currently all by himself in the 9th position. That is not where he wants to be. 13 seconds back. That is a tough spot for Brad to be. He probably took 2 tires. That's what I gotta assume. Or he just entered way better. That was monster. And it might have been a brilliant move. We might get to ask him at the end of this race. I see that. That's not good for him. As Brad comes across the line with 18 laps to go in the lead. I'll tell you what, Brian and Patrick both down a lap. Oh, was there contact somewhere? It looked like the number 11's got damage on the side of his truck. Let's take a look. He's got damage on the side of that 11. Could that be something that Kevin could have gotten caught up in? It caused him to lose so much time off of pit road. His truck looks clean, but maybe it slowed him down. I don't know, but the 11 definitely with damage is Brad and Brandon. And Christopher lead the field. Kevin in trouble in this one, currently in that 9th position with 0 help anywhere around. Some of these guys going to need a caution flag, but the packs aren't big enough. If it's a single car spin, there won't be a caution. Somebody would have to almost crash on the track. Yeah, he's in big trouble, big trouble. Down the back straightaway for these guys. If you go back, JR doesn't even have help. JR lost his help as he got way out in front of PJ. So pit stop's playing a major role here. We're gonna have a 3-car battle for the win if it goes green the rest of the way. I don't think anybody can catch these guys. They're out in front by almost 8 seconds, and they are pulling away as they go to put Kevin a lap down. That's our points leader going 1 lap down as they cross the line for 16 laps to go. Oh no, Kevin in trouble in that number 42. Brad out in front, has to feel good about the position he's in. Brandon, his teammate, right behind him, Christopher Howell, in that 3rd position. Down the back straightaway. I mean, the only thing that would remotely save Kevin right now from a possible potential disaster would be a caution flag. Kevin needs a caution. I mean, he'd be the lucky dog if the caution came out. The last thing he needs is these guys to catch anybody else and put him a lap down. And that's a possibility too, because John isn't that far ahead. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If the drop week doesn't take, those two are battling for the championship. That's going to be awesome. But man, you can't help but feel for Kevin at this point, as Kevin's going to make the move on the outside. He's going to try and slow these guys down. I mean, he's not stupid, but now he's got to race hard. This is a good example of being too careful. That is what's gotten Kevin here tonight. Being too careful, got him caught up. Now currently 1 lap down in that 9th position. Brad out in front, Brandon second, Chris in third as he crossed the line for 14 laps to go. So these guys are going to be pretty smart. I mean, Kevin might make a move, hoping they make a mistake. Here's that next pack here. I mean, there's the lap cars in there too. So I think Brian and Patrick are up in this a lap down. As these guys try to hook up and catch that lead pack, but they're 13 seconds back. I just don't think they can do it. Oh no, so there are 3 lead lap cars there and a lap car. I just don't think they can do it. They don't have enough time. They have to catch these guys 1 second a lap, and I just don't think it's possible. Actually, if you look at the lap times, the front pack was faster. But that being said, Kevin is working hard at trying to slow these guys down as they head down into turn number 1. Didn't seem to make any difference last time by, as the lap time was the same as it was last time we went by. Let's see what the second pack led by PJ did this time by. They're just matching the leaders. They're actually 1/10 of a second slower than Brad Neer. So these guys in trouble back here now, 14 seconds back from the lead. Down into turn number 3 and 4. We're going to get 12 laps to go. But guys, don't forget, we got a championship battle here. We got Kevin here who wants to make life as difficult as possible for these guys, as he's our current championship leader as they cross the line for 12 laps to go. Right now, he's in a dangerous position. And this might be a battle for the championship between Brad in first, Christopher in second. And if Kevin can shake this up, he's going to want to. But here comes lap traffic up ahead. This is definitely not something Kevin wanted to see. Lap traffic. These guys are closing in on lap traffic. That means he's going to have to fight for the lucky dog. He doesn't want to have to do that as they cut through turn number 3 and 4. So Kevin trying to slow these guys down by running the outside of the 88 of Christopher out. It seems like the only one he's really slowing down is Christopher, but Christopher able to pull back in with that draft with the front guys in front of him as they cross the line. 11 laps to go. Now the question is, will these lap cars come into play? I mean, they are closing on them, and the lap cars are racing side by side. This group is definitely closing in on the lap cars. So Kevin's currently in 9th place, 1 lap down, trying to battle to keep his head above water as they come out of turn number 4. We're going to get 10 laps to go this time by 10 more laps to decide this one. Ooh, got a little bit of my computer said whoa as Brad comes across the line to lead another lap, but bonus points, no bonus points in here. So these laps led do nothing but boost your ego and put you in a position to be out front at the end of this one. But I'll tell you, watch out for that 88. He might be in a good position here, be able to sit back just a little bit and reel these guys in. But that number 5 of Brandon may play the buffer. If he sees the 88 dropping back, trying to get a run, he could possibly let off himself and drag himself to the 88 to kill any run that he may get. But we got lap cars up ahead of the leaders as we come out of turn number 4. So we got more trouble for our points leader as we come through the trioval up on lap traffic. This is definitely not what our points leader wanted to see. But he's going to fight hard on the outside as we head down into turn number 1. The 7 jumps up above, trying to get out of the way of the leader, or maybe he just wants some help getting pushed as we come out of turn number 2. These guys are racing for position and points too, so Don't expect them to just lay down for the leaders, as it is getting dicey. Here comes Kevin up the middle. Christopher Howell, in the meantime, takes the lead in that number 88. Up on the high side as we got 3 lap cars leading the leaders as we head through turn number 3 and 4. This is where we can see the potential mistake, but these guys got to be careful. They're not caught up in it. Down the front straightaway, bold move by Kevin. Moving to the bottom. He's trying to stay up and out of the... Ooh, what happened to the double zero? Oh, he might have had a penalty or didn't take enough gas. I don't know, but the double zero of PJ now a lap down. John staying on the tail end of the lead lap. Right now, Kevin on the tail end of the lead lap as we come down the back straightaway. But here comes Christopher Howell up on the high side. He's trying to put these guys back a lap down as we head down towards turn number 3. We got 3 lead lap cars amongst 4 lap down cars. This is really interesting. These guys battling for positions. Some of them trying to keep their head afloat in the points race. As the leaders have dropped back behind this lap down traffic in front of them. As we come across the line. I mean, in reality, if you're the leaders, how hard... Yeah, there's the wreck. There's the wreck. Oh, Christopher Howell gets caught up in it. But who didn't was Kevin as the yellow flag comes out. Yellow flag comes out. This might have cost Christopher Howell his opportunity at a championship. Let's go take a look at that damage. And then we'll watch the wreck. Oh, he's got a bit of damage on that thing. He might be done. That sucks for our contender here tonight. As the lap cars were battling out hard. I mean, you can't blame them for battling, but man, that sucks. All right, it looks like the 22 might have cut across the nose of Brad Neer. Let's go ahead, jump on Brad Neer. Yeah, the 22 came down, was not clear, causing that one. We'll take a look from the far chase just to make sure I'm not giving bad information, but from that view, it definitely looked like the 22 came down. Oh, he did. He came down across the nose of Brad. So caution flag is out. First caution of the night. Brad Neer out in the lead. This puts Kevin in that 6th position. That puts him in a position to clinch this one. That was the perfect thing he needed to happen. He was out in front of it. They all wrecked. The 88 out here struggling with some damage. He was actually our leader when the caution came out. This is definitely unfortunate for that number 88 here tonight. But good news is there's only 7 cars on the lead lap. So you can go down, get that damage repaired, hopefully be competitive here. As Kevin's in that clinch spot. But I'll tell you what, Brad did a perfect job. Brad and Brandon both did a perfect job navigating that accident right there. He's in the clinch position right now. He's going to be top 5 once this 88 comes down and pins. I'll tell you what. Brad was in the clinch position, but it was a totally different clinch. Let's go take a look and see how this damage gets repaired here on the number 88. It looks like you got a few people on pit road, Brad and Brandon. I'll tell you what, I think I almost would have wanted to pit and let more cars get on the lead lap. Nice. Cool. Well, he's in a good position right now as they fix the damage on this number 88. Oh, man, you can't help but feel for Christopher Howell. Definitely a victim in that one. Lap cars racing way hard. Bringing out the caution. Kevin out here in that 6th position. Looking pretty good in that number 42 at this point. Yeah, no, I had to take a couple looks at it too, Ian. But yeah, the 22 definitely cut down. I was just talking about, I don't know why they were racing them. Yeah, that's definitely Chris. Chris was in a good position. I hate to see it for him. Honestly, I was just excited that it was interesting, but man, he's getting that damage fixed. If he's not down on any RPMs, he might still have an opportunity to be competitive here, or at least influence the finish. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I'll tell you what, there's some guys like JR in them. I totally would have just sat there and let those lap cars. I mean, unless they caused their own caution that I didn't want to get caught up in, they weren't getting a caution. So Chris getting some damage done as they get ready to go green flag racing. 3-lap shootout, definitely a good race. And I'll tell you what, there's guys like JR, Jamie, some of these guys want to get a victory here tonight, even if they don't have an opportunity in the points. They don't want to just lay down and give somebody else the race win. We could have another wreck here. I think Kevin's going to try and stay out of trouble at this point. That is going to be the key to the 42. There's only 8 cars on the lead lap. He's only got to beat 2 people, and one of them has damage. All right, we're going green flag this time by. If he did, it'd be interesting. But I'll tell you what, Chris back on pit road, getting some more damage repair done. I don't know if he's got enough time, but he is definitely trying to get every bit of this damage repaired that he can on this number 88. Let's go ahead and pull up the track map real quick, and we can get an idea of where these guys are. So he's on pit road. He's got to go here soon. He doesn't have a lot of time to wait on these repairs. We are 1 to go right now, as they head into turn number 3. As they come into turn number 3. Chris has got to go. He needs to go catch the field. The field's in turn number 3 in the middle of 3 and 4. He's got to fly in that number 88. Can he catch the field? We're going to leave the track map up. We're going to see if he can catch the field. Oh, you know what we could do? We could also see. Let's see what kind of speeds he gets. He's up to 150. Let's see what he gets at the end of this one. He's not going to catch the field. He is not going to catch the field. He waited too long. That means that Kevin has to beat one person that is left in this pack to clinch the championship. All he has to do is beat one. Chris, well, you can see Chris just coming out of turn number 4 now. No way he's going to catch this field. I get he wanted to get all that fixed, but man, no way he's going to catch the field as they come out of into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. 3-lap shootout here. Single file for the field. Christopher, 20 seconds back from the leader. In that 8th position as they head down into turn number 3. He's got to hope that something happens that he's able to avoid to grab some positions. Brad doing everything he can to possibly take a championship here tonight. But it might be too little too late as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go as Brad leads another lap here tonight. Down into 1 and 2. I'll tell you what. It might be calm right now, but that 78 is going to make a move to the outside. That 78, JR, I don't think is just going to sit there in that 78. He is planning, he is plotting to make a move for the win as they head through turn number 3. he'd have to almost crash now before they get the white flag. He could almost crash on the last lap. Here comes JR to the high side. I knew he was going to make that move up to the top side. He's got help. Oh, gets a little squirrely. Down into turn number 1 to 54. Jamie leaves him hanging. But here comes John. 1 lap down in that number 51. John's going to drop back down to the bottom side as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Did that cost JR the opportunity? Will Jamie make a move in that number 54? Single file down the back straightaway. You got to make a move into 3. You got to set it up. Here comes JR trying to make that move into turn number 3. I don't think he's got enough of a run. He's got to fall back in line. This one looks like it's going to be Brad near for the win. But here comes the 54 of Jamie to the high side out of turn 4. Down the front straightaway. Brad in the lead through the tri-oval. Brad's going to take the win, but it's going to be almost 3 wide for third as Brandon takes the win. Wow, Brandon takes the win. Brad in second, Jamie third. What a race. What a race here tonight. Let me go ahead, mute the race chat. All right, let's go ahead. Brandon taking the win at the end, knowing that having had the championship clinched. What a finish. Oh, Brad did win it. Okay, so my ticker was wrong for some reason. All right, so the ticker's wrong. iRacing's right. Brad did everything he could as we watch these boys down in the dirt. They're going to celebrate the win anyway. And a second place in points. Still got to be happy with that. Well, there's our runner-up. Let's go ahead and pull in our third place driver. Hey, James of the booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Man, what a run for you. You almost had an opportunity to win there. A little bit too late, but third place, man, you got to be happy with that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was happy with that. I missed a bunch of races during the season due to work issues, but it is what it is. I mean, as long as everybody had fun and had a great season.
It was definitely fun to watch you out there. I saw that you and JR went for the move together. It looked like JR got a little loose coming out the tri-oval there, and you kind of had to bail on him because, man, you guys got your momentum killed.
Yeah, I saw he got loose. I hated it to bail on him because he was wicked fast. He was one of the cars that was sticking with me when we went through our pit cycle. But, I mean, it is what it is. Going down to the last lap, you got to make moves, not make friends on the track at that time.
Right. Everything else out the window. Well, why don't you give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors for this good race for you here tonight.
I'd like to thank you for putting on the broadcast every Saturday, all the fans that watch every Saturday, Ian for putting the league on, and looking forward to Season 3 coming up soon. We'd like to thank sponsors, Rick Chicken Barbecue, Zero X Design, R1 Paint, REG Customs, Butt Kicker, and all them guys. Without them, I wouldn't be able to put my truck into these events every week.
Well, great run here tonight. Maybe next season you get the opportunity to go ahead and chase that championship.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see how it
All
goes.
right, buddy. Good run.
Thanks, you too.
All right, we're gonna go up here. We gotta go bring in our second place finisher, which I believe I'm gonna double check. It is Brandon. Brandon, let's pull in Brandon James of the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Man, what a race here tonight. I mean, you had a fast number 5. I know you're trying to help your teammate out there try and win a championship, but you guys caught that lap traffic and it got chaotic there.
Yeah, man, I thought we had it wrapped up for him, but that caution came out there. They were just going for position as we were, so it happens. But we proud that Brad got the last 2 wins and come on strong there at the end.
Yeah, definitely showing your team's got a little bit of flex right now. And, you guys have next year. I'm sure you guys will both be here competing for a championship. I mean, finishing off the season the way you guys did, it has to feel great.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just momentum for next season, and we look forward to it.
Well, good run here tonight. Why don't you give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Yeah, I got to thank Glovebox, BK Paints, for painting our trucks, making the really good looking trucks. Got to thank all the sponsors that put this series on. It's a cool deal. The admin's a really cool guy, and I think he runs things right. So we appreciate them, putting it out to where we can come out and race every week. So want to thank them. Want to thank you for broadcasting. Thank Brad for being a teammate, and I guess that's it.
For sure. Good run here tonight, and I'll see you next season.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
That's it. All right, so Brandon with a great finish, second place. But let's talk the second in points first tonight. Well, it looks like he got second in points. First place here tonight, though, in the race, man. What a race. You did everything you could to try and win this thing.
Yeah, we did everything we could do and just let the chips fall where they may. And I hated seeing that last caution. Really hated seeing that last caution.
Yeah, I know you were up there and the 22 kind of came across your nose and you're like, at that point, Ian and I were talking about it on the broadcast because Ian was watching and I'm like, man, I'd almost want to back off and just let those guys go at it. But I mean, you're still battling Chris. Chris is there for the championship too. And you guys are side by side through all this. I mean, that had to be some of the incentive to get up there. And I mean, you're racing Chris for the championship just as much.
Oh, yeah. And, I wanted to keep Kevin behind those lap cars. That's why we chose to stay down below there. And then when they kind of started working together, we knew that we needed to go. So the 22, he acted like he was going to stay up high. So I stayed in the middle and went to fill the hole. And then he just come down. I don't know that he knew I was there.
LaRue, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've seen you out here, I've seen you race plenty of times and you're out here and you guys played that strategy. And I'll tell you, the move of the race that almost won you guys the championship was that early pit. Did you guys know you were going to pit early to start with? Or did you guys kind of evaluate as the race went on and said, hey, let's short pit this, see what we can do? Did you catch any of that?
Yes, sir. We started moving to the back when we, decided we were going to pit. And at first we were talking about pitting. I think the pit window opens at, I don't know, lap 23 or 21, something like that. And, the pack kind of got formed up again. So we just decided to ride it out. And I think we pitted on lap 25 or 26. And that was Brandon. That was the teammate. He's like, well, I think if we can go in by ourselves, we'll have a shot. And then when we come back out, we were pulling the lead pack, a couple tenths a lap. So the strategy was definitely going to work, I believe.
Yeah, it was definitely a great strategy. And Ian and I were talking about it. I mean, as he was in the chat while you guys were racing. I mean, when you two, it allowed you two to push harder because when you're pushing your teammate, when you guys are all by yourself, there's like little to no risk. So it allows you guys to push a little bit different. But when you guys are in that pack, you got to worry about the other guys around you. Definitely affects the way you push. That had to be huge. And then those guys, I mean, they were in line and organized, but they weren't really pushing each other. So you guys being on top of each other really seemed to make a difference lap time wise.
Oh yeah, Brandon, he's one of the best in the business at these tracks. I mean, him and I have ran a lot of super speedways together for, I think we've been teammates for 5 or 6 years now, and nobody I'd rather have in front of me or behind me.
Well, Brad, we were all rooting for you to make it interesting, and you definitely did. I mean, I know it's not a championship, but you got the win in second place here tonight in the points. Why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Yes, sir. I want to thank BK Paints and Glove Box Motorsports, Brandon, and then Butt Kicker and Ian Martin, and the guys that put this league on and gave out the prize. Without it, I mean, really wouldn't be worth running. So huge thanks to all those guys, and then you for broadcasting all season long. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I hate that I had the internet issue and wasn't able to see your win last week, but good win last week. Good win this week, and man, you are on fire for next season.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
Well, go enjoy the victory, and I look forward to seeing you guys next season.
All righty. We'll see you.
All right, so that is our second place in points. Let's go ahead, bring in our champion. Well, you had to make it a little interesting, didn't you, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. Them two cars got side by side there coming to the pits, and I think they hate each other, and I was so focused on them, like not wrecking, that I was speeding. I got a 40-second hold. I said, well, here goes my race, and well, I guess it didn't go that way, so.
Well, I mean, I was wondering. I mean, it made it interesting, but man, you must have had a little bit of a golden horseshoe there because, I was wondering. I saw the 11 with damage. It's like, did they get into each other on pit road? Is that why Kevin is so far back? Because we were trying to figure it out. We missed it, and so anyway, you just clarified that. But you're out there, and I mean, you got Chris and Brad leading this thing. I mean, your heart had to drop, and then they catch you, they put you lap down, but then you see a little bit of hope. You guys are chasing down those lap cars. That's a couple more positions for you, and the potential of what happened. You happen to put yourself in the right place, out in front of those guys. Didn't get caught up in their garbage. Got back around with 8 cars left on the lead lap, and one of them had damage. Man, that had to just make you feel so good at that point.
Oh yeah, for sure. As soon as I got that speed penalty, I'm like, well, here goes nothing. But then they lapped me, so then I caught on the end of their draft, and I said, well, I'll go side by side because there was a pack behind us. I thought maybe they'd catch up, but then we ended up catching Pat, 51, and I don't know who else. We caught them, and then we all just got races there, and I don't know what happened to cause the wreck. Somebody got into somebody, but basically that caution saved me, and then I just had to, I think, finish top 5 to clinch it, even though Brad won. I think top 5 clinched it. I think he said 2 points was the margin of what I won by.
If you had finished 6th or better, you clinched it. And you did that. You did it as close as you could. But man, that was a wild run. Do you feel like you were a little too conservative at the beginning there? Because there was a couple times where you almost had to feel like you were going to lose that lead pack.
Yeah, I mean they were pretty racy there at the beginning for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I mean that's been my kind of strategy all season, was just hang out back and let everybody wreck with no faster pairs. So I did that again, and it almost burned me, but I got lucky again tonight. So I'll take it any way I can get it.
Yeah, they were a little bit racy, but with the smaller field, it definitely a little less risk than when it was bigger field earlier in the season. But yeah, I definitely get that strategy. But like I said, man, great race here tonight. Coming back after running into that issue coming onto pit road and putting yourself in position for when the caution flag did come out. You got to feel good about this. Good, consistent season all season long, man. You got any friends, family, sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out first to Brad and Christopher. They put on a hell of a show and hell of a battle all season with them guys. So hopefully we can battle them again next season. Give a shout out to Ian for putting this whole league on. I've been racing his leagues for a long time, and he's a great guy. Runs the leagues fair and everything, so thanks to him for putting them on. And then thanks for the sponsors, Jackdaw Motorsports. Let's see here, Butt Kicker, Warrior Wraps, You in the booth, always killing it. So, and then shout out to my buddies Brandon and Justin. I tagged them in before, they were watching. They were texting me
Saw that.
They were texting me all night. They're like, "No, we need a caution." They were cheering me on the whole night. So thanks to them for
And
cheering me on.
And Eric was in there too.
Oh yeah, shout out to Eric too. So yeah, just thanks to everybody that tuned in for tonight. Hope it was a good season, and we'll see if we can repeat next season.
Yeah, I can't wait, and I'm pretty sure I'll see you back defending that championship.
I hope so. We'll give it a shot. So we'll see. Thanks again.
You gonna bring any teammates with you next season?
I'm gonna try. Me and Pat, we run a Friday league together. So I mean, we're not really teammates, but we kind of work together. So I guess you call him my teammate. But I'll see what I can bring for guys. See what we can do here. Get some more guys in it.
All right, brother. Well, go enjoy the championship. Top 5. That's good. That's a good finish for you too. So go enjoy it, and I can't wait to see you next season.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so we got Kevin with the championship. Let's go through tonight's results. Jim, by the way, thank you for the follow. Just noticed Eric Peterson. Thank you for the follow. I think I seen Stanley Smith earlier. Thank you for the follow. Let's go through tonight's results. Let's get rid of the ticker. And we're going to get the sponsors one last shout out for the season. But we got Brad with the win. I know it's backwards on here. Oh, no, it's right over there. It's backwards on my ticker. So Brad with the win. Brandon in second. Jamie in third. Then we got Junior in that 4th position. Kevin 5th. PJ 6th. Mark in 7th. Christopher in that 8th position. I know that's disappointing for him. John in 9th. Then we got Brian 10th. And Patrick rounding out the field in that 11th position. Guys, it was a great season. Can't wait for next season. Good race here tonight. And as always, let's go through. Sorry, I almost forgot. Let me give a shout out to these guys one more time. Remember to check out for next season to start the ISSL Facebook page, iRacing Superstock League, for all the information on the new season coming up. Jack Dowell Motorsports Simulators. Warrior Reps, McConey Setup Shop, and JB Racing Designs, and of course, last but not least, Butt Kicker. Remember, these guys